after Enrashon, I had some people are the outside outside Ghana any day nankofo enso eche ede o madwenkyere ba bimo esu edin komori na no yebeka ho asem anopei ewo dwumadi no sebo sabre de mamema awidafo akwaba na enkeja enso enfangum say Christian, good morning.
Yeah, good morning Andy.
Me ya sure say bibia boko
oh nyame adom bibia boko
yede nyankofo ase
sa no pe moye mu yi wa no moye ni kinki fine
ene atwusebe enkeni atwusebe ya me go peja blocks we say dey
ba ya no asandi mumu
ni huna ni kinki abisu
why ni kinki simple
yeah no nkuku no ogbo kinki nku pa kinki we nkuruma ne meko eta ho a amuna se sama kuro dina no pa woni meko bi mana
adom na so ya so amari achi ande e ba ne aba besom on se o bibia ye yewu na ya ka se 2026 ni wo chiri wu
okay
you starting say ka 2026 World Cup no andi enye na asemu but yet one about betu ye it be 4 years ago and now share we are say the next 5 years may we and one France into one more and the 5 years no ya so o da so ti de otie 2026 World Cup no just between and then watching na the 2026 World Cup no ye sha ase na ye sprint American ye kwa o say American no ye can on your marks ni aka set she say we are on set I can say better the sound of the gun not just say we are taking off the sound of the gun ya loadi anyame ya adom echina ye better the sound of the gun ama event no a start
event no so de nya sha ase ani awie
39 days ye sha ase this World Cup 48 countries 109 matches or so 104 matches and ye bono in 39 days and in ade kan 4 years ago kraba then it says 39 days no enye nwini sisi here enti ye sha ase de woni mo ho so no na World Cup ne abo wi enetino ahoboa de by this time the wa onya ahoboa no I think say World Cup no na onya ready say okwa akobobi everybody bia we stakeholder of this year's World Cup no you should be prepared we are just taking off nyame admo china
ti eno aye Christian de nyame admo china enumre no nso na first game no enso enya ahwase eno between Mexico and South Africa. On said the last time I had two teams in the World Cup no way back 2010 16 years in here almost also airborne in a game and no na South Africa they host na opening game yes sounds when another opening game Mexico this time almost a host nation Mexico hosted the World Cup for the third time Maxo bibia boko de
nyame adumandi boko
wabo Diana Jessica ma Diana so any coach apart ways
say the omorhe no omanya coaches are hired to be fired and they say this are teams where sign up coaches next season local teams half of the teams you know say Bashir here for Sunny Lions are party ways
almost party ways
that's what I've heard
okay
and I had coach you know so yeah pam no
did you call and I
protocol we use 3 coaches trading in house will be into me and stay and their record
and now no pay say Christopher any so resign
free
and Ralph from
Sam and Adriana coach in so
yes you are stick
and I'm sure say from performance so enche on be pam no ewo neja ana oh nations na what team relegation I say
so do mu ko Africa
go ready o ko jana go ready the good thing for them for Africa and they say the players will stay put because they want to play in Africa but the reality is to play in Africa with your might and strength, also to play to qualify in the Ghana League. Do they have what it takes to do that? And I say, here, body, the over baby, the how that a template. So when I oba, then you want to oba. Into Africa near you now. My bed, oh, I'm not saying so, but what I'm trying to say is that once he has relegated the team, there possibilities on so quite high. But just what I say. So, media my coach, the on the Bohano Boho. So on the Wajalik.
Ibrahim Tanku.
Yeah, could the team call relegation from the top level to the second tier. That's all qualify for European competition. As any day.
Yampamono.
Me bisa say bia wona ye chema wo team abede. Who says a delicate topic. As all pam no say bi na ye de akoi. Tottenham Pastor Koglu. Okay. So obeji Europa League na de ekonenye. Ese pa because league na the basis for springboard to Europe. Into league na wa nya de na say is you free more Europa and akwaji Europa ungain promotion. And playing at the top level no you want a good side but men cast or more permanent pacho nyame me sign but me sha I will not be surprised or more permanent enyame won na make.
Now nyame admoch na World Cup no shase enra started this conversation on this same platform now it got people also contributing from all angles. Now these are some of some listed incidents at SC, and according to political leader in South Africa Julius Selo Malema say on FIFA are failing already, and these are his justifications. Ebia mane kasanti yehwe no na afi no yemfa enim common free Jerika or say Switzerland player back your friend say Brel Imbolu ni visa omu putu no under review ema chese team no echo America this ansana abrantie friend say Imbolu omu ejano amana join the national team tie be affect Switzerland omu preparation here number 1. Number 2 or see Iraq national team player Ayman Hussein also omu holding into questioning for nearly 7 hours upon entering the United States. And also point number 2. The point number 3 was the Iranian national team no spending days dealing with visa procedure US consulate in Turkey. US allow them entry on Arizona allow them entry March days America. 15 members of our delegation deny visas to America. Referee our friends Omar Abdul Kader Atan South Somalian referee na CAF best African referee for of 2025 no almost denied visa after so travel here even with diplomatic passport almost also a catch on sanko back ebio almost South African national team no almost the United States late than almost plans because now almost delegation be money and grant you visas ebio or say members of Senegal national team no me be Senegal for a quite fast searching or team be yichiro say ye search o mamomo ro mpa wo nyina a che say ofiri say saade no o ye players on be sia kan saade na enye ebio o say Uzbekistan national team okay say no be ye omo Netherlands game no ye momo yi omo ne nyina gu fam e ma omo use sniff dogs any ade ehwemwem say omo ehwe say bia bomb bia no enso emepie mu e wa America. And we say some Scottish air supporters, despite say omo eligible to enter US visa free no under ESTA program no. Yeah, more honestly, when you travel authorization revoke, I just omo no entimi emma. Aya America MS support omo national team Scotland. And I say omo say supporters be and so to take it. Omo booking accommodations, but visa applications no ya reject omo and nyina e financial losses to football loving fans. And with this, Onon Julius Selo Malema feel say FIFA already affiliating when it comes to this FIFA World Cup. Referee na 7 day beba so you better ready home because my a lot of productions on referee Omar Atan in the situation. But reason and I started some komu you say the World Cup need this komu. Yeah. And we also do betum say with any FIFA so almost say as a Gianni Infantino akoton FIFA diama Donald Trump and we send him a voice note can say Donald Trump no say yes US ne host World Cup na ko dem say World Cup you no say UFC e White House na dia mo kan you know monte
oh Andy Enra there were two sides of the argument. Maso say America will not compromise on their safety because of the World Cup. And on the Obi no Mobeka say World Cup for boss American Tino, they should compromise on their security. And they may be a bit to put America in danger there. When I am America Corona, you know, do that. And knowing America and their position in the world. Anyhow, and Ramaso Krami say America owes so many enemies. And who knows there will be a backroom or baby. But Unimsa American na
no mujitum so
no mujitum so mbe host World Cup no World Cup no enye FIFA de ma America o
obede
wona akọ bede okobedia ese yemfa ne se bi afie akunya ato na nipa bebrebe betime dia akunya no na wo maso qualify so dia akunya ne bi na odi yanom se odi dwatoa akosi oba ahema so se obedi akunya no ye dia akunya ne ma wo edi akunya ne wie ya enema ese wo ye abre dia akunya na ma wo no afi wo nye what you are supposed to do abra wo na wakopre akunya no okopa achew se emfa akunya ne ma wo na obedi akunya no ya pene so dia akunya na ma wo amamre ene amane ese wo ye no na wonim se wo tena akunya no so a ese wo ye saade no ye de akunya ne ma wo wie ya afi wo so ko Pentecost umunza basa wonim se wo bedi akunya no ensanguo part of akunya na bedi ye no se ebe konkunya fie ebe gunsa ebe yi apaye sometimes you betwa nkukọ you betwa moa ediagu nkunya no so no part of your responsibility as akunya na ababeji ye no and the uninwe nyina na abaji akunya no oji akunya ni wi a untimi meka nkyere obi ase afa unye biem eba sa na empanifo ho fi ho ede anibere abaji akunya na tuade so enti America nim all these things and of course we are willing to accept everybody into their country and host the World Cup. So you are just host the World Cup now. Andy, next say why willing say obetimi accommodate obi or you qualified to be in the country to participate in the World Cup at whatever level. Be it a fan, supporters, club and national team administrators,
delegation,
footballers, delegation, all of them they should be permitted to enter the country. Wo na wakosre see the World Cup ni ma no sa ankrofo ni nyina no once the World Cup ni ma no one of the conditions say entry into the country by these officials no obema ho kwai abomaba ne de na ma wi a afa me crowd supporters any fan crowd any dey say that be problem. But national team administrators, officials are being denied entry into America. Footballers are being denied entry into America. Now, if there is no footballers, can there be a World Cup?
No.
Can there be a World Cup?
David.
So subjective footballers to about 9 hours search. 9 hours. O search footballers in 9 hours. I think America take it to the extreme. Obianka said, I'm compromising on their safety. Nobody is saying that. Because America is safer. The rest of the world is safe. America acquired the police of the world. Police areas will be everybody is told on a lie. It is a bibi kusina America. Almost strength as to about affect any other country. So we are not in the support say Obiabeko America. No bet me acquire the money be at America. Name Mumunandi. Referee asemi obey. Referee just a simple Google search. I bet you say 2025 year or a CAF best referee of the year. Sa referee dey no America or the America. Dey no bet me. Or you known obi anim no so a referee. E just say bia why impersonation. So I impersonating somebody. We know say 2025 CAF best referee. CAF best referee in 2025. Now the best referee in Africa. The me yan say enye deny no nkwa keke wo. What the referee was subjected to. Yes, searching almost say in the interview no. And lasting for 11 hours.
Yeah, with some questions.
11 hours later no. Yes, I didn't share private detention room. Oh, Istanbul. And so yes, I saw that she Edinaba and the referee back up. Referee back up. I will free of Maya. Or more air travel ban so no. Sa referee no. And you were America. What is the threat of that referee to America?
Well, there, I'm in DJ BK. Is BK also your rep? BKB Namha now so Namha. Na oh my said you walk up and feeling the city of America. DJ, good morning to you. Max.
Yes, sir.
Christian side in you, I mean, you also the answer. I'm the amount of number.
Julius Melema.
Yeah.
On you serious?
Are they?
I used to like him, but in recent times I say, also a populist, or no, who's idea be a being, so
no, to trend, okay.
Because in some other Kenya, majority of the bogus. It doesn't make no sense. But you started South Africa. Also, the South African players were delayed, my boy, because of their search. And
yeah,
normal South Africa, you know, must be am from Krumgor. And the ABI, I'm not linking it. Or no, ni Krum, normal say aliens, say Jomo, you man to move through on come, boy. Say a South African nationals, and they have the right to do whether they have the law for any law for some more. You
say omo delegation ibu onso aye di na omo visa.
Yeah, have they been have the leaders of South Africa no more pretenders or money? Have they stopped their people from doing that? One say are they prosecuting nkofo na yesa no? Omo ye visa. Now they all quite America on the mem no say a problem. You see the hypocrisy of the black people. And until people don't take us serious. We crying yes and go back. Oh, search and there a problem. Meboa. But foreigners, who are your brother? Who even fought for your Friday say liberation? No. You and yes, say because more they are being attacked. And see a hono metrim. 2 year Iranian for visa entry. Also Iran for so maybe some questions say so money host World Cup na come America kuna America for bank Iran for be catch say omode ombeso America for ajomata so America momre nye nkomunye they will even do worse things. Iran kwa they mean they will do worse things. Ani bajawate unse sa aboa ade ne so ne nsa different from say beso yes say ebe yi no say then what I say the Iranians will do worse things and Iran for crime minimum problem. More Iranians, no. Say, opel moi a bad diaspora, or more United States, and so more does the over 1 million. Our more allegiance to Iran, so they can support the team. Now, when you be a war, but you me know a war giddy. Oh, small boy, Iran, Jaya Wunja, me to no atu. Now walk up over me crum na man tighten your man, only more member. Wouldn't do a munyombe. It's Iran for the end, me ni problem or again. No car a ball of yeah or no so yeah Switzerland for striker
yeah
okay why not all the Swiss team but don't go the business our question why not all the whole of the Swiss team you know but don't go so maybe obi unim intelligence or more but just what I say because everything they do they work on intelligence. The intelligence might be true might be wrong but they worked on that so the fact that any the whole team be on no maybe they have an intelligence now supporters now say you refuse more visas me boy now motor ticket now America for no
hotel accommodation
yeah America for consulates near for his embassy did they tell Obiaza auto ticket about pay visa into what is the point ticket now what on and the only I don't know how to put it now and whatever to give you that visa
guarantee
it's not a guarantee for a visa but of course it helps in acquiring it into what tickets now I know when you visa because what book you hotel ticket into memfa visa now yenyenisa odi no so to nchan no care about referee no some artists say Canada force it any referee ne the end no so issue the African your percent your best referee be Kobe. But without the best referee from Africa, the World Cup will still go on. The issue mano, but the attorney say referee no mind no frame the tabo down so anamibwa. Any say wo free wa ye ma oma. Enti wo so ye referee ye ma amra say. And in America they be decide so okay, be mo aba na ye ma oma. Enti omo hwe na say ma oba be ha omo nye say ha omo me ma aba. Enti tabo ne da hodada. And this is what I say. And a referee free our country, he'll be treated like any other citizen. Since America for they feels okay, let's party because he's a referee. But if they feel like no security concerns them more, referee now fear now krumambe. Where they saying yes a issue. Then Uzbekistan for say yes
the snip dogs.
Nandi utu kwa baby will be brave kwa you shooting you belt in adina. Is it new? When you are traveling, you do take it, we did the same thing. Yeah, but no more me passport no more say, oh, ASEAN. Or who Michael ASEAN Michael ASEAN now. Or Mammy Kate, you shoes say you belt near Adina. Search they say a part of it. And then you see a scanning. Ebia ujina wa but what I say near the scanning machine scan say bibi on one see obia were too quiet that all these things are done. It was Uzbekistan they are play be mom Kates but yeah more Kates be brace because we are player. And finally Scotland for almost say anyomde
So was it Scotland for no so say almost fans no almost war.
Iraq mami ko Iraq for no so. Enyo omo ni anu Iran for.
Almost on play about.
Na South Africa so omo Iraq we issues that Saddam Hussein time. Nto betumi support Iran for. But so what I say. And now why Scotland for almost all my
almost say oh yeah Scottish you got a Scottish passport.
Yeah.
Or travel to US visa free.
Yeah.
Because of Omo ESTA program.
Yeah.
But we know the ask Omo koye no I won't see me baby.
Say be almost what to say Scotland supporters so some bear for America. E be anya bomb omo de anya bomb antokwa.
Scotland for the benefits Omo konto.
Now be dem Scotland ni papa ni wona ni pa money o. What I say njo mate so bear for. Ba ni yenka ni nyina ambo. FIFA Quran to me can't America said you no munja to be anye di name World Cup.
Now okay,
but because one point I me standing to object here. So, because America, yes, but so to mean running any other country down. Say be Iran for near be a small country or something.
They are not running them down. Oh, ban the territory into them run or the Juma. And on the territory, no, I say you Ghana na Togo for Baha. Niger for Baha. You bet me say Mpel Momonko. Say Nigerians so more Pam Ghana for some time ago. Okay. Say Ghana so Pam Nigeria for 1-1. South Africa for mobile see akofa yade. It is a ba me memo. O say the say yete as and say e ba Chris e ba Africa ha. Enye hwe no sa na yete. But America dey hwe because we least mistake. Ebi na nra o say even the head of state president no kwa life is at stake about 2 or 3 times. Omo nkyere nkofokro intelligently ho amo na ye. Plan ni free. Into Chris America America collapse here. It is okay in the cry. You want them to go to the United States of America, so we need to protect the country. Instead of being in future, we'll be a chance. Andy, World Cup in America be hosted. America
can do all these things, but me say, Okwa bidding for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Now name the requirement of bidding for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I was accept here. Yeah. Now a referee from Somalia, you deny no entry into the World Cup. Say Somalia man qualifier, then can be umbe.
Yeah.
Come because of Somalia man ma World Cup.
Yeah. For all you know, they've also spoken with FIFA. So because of security consent, he says internet FIFA and Kasan.
Mami enkomo we conversation we say yama chairman BKB Emrem. Na inisa enkomo we say on one side a correspondent to the USA for this particular World Cup. Chairman, Ghana has said a very good morning.
Yes. Andy, mama watching.
Obiajo. So now ukodri bibia boko de.
Amia dum bibia boko hana. Kobuya mudi dia no ana isi use hade. I also dominate and of course. Enya if a teacher to trouble in the audio voice to don't say Aston and right quite the way whole video no. I comment on some of these things. Also, Julius Malema, so then I know to. There are a lot of news outlets. So can we would blame FIFA for some things, be blaming US government. It's a Christians who create. I said you could hear that. Wouldn't so good in India. You want to but if you would hear India, I would say some men the only. And it's hard in United. Some we are there, but Andy and some no car. Our hands said the area highway be mistake. Kaka, wouldn't say your football is not played in a vacuum. Football, you're going to club so na you know what to do Edibia. And it may looking like a peculiar to 7 countries. Keke Badonim. Sawusa can so kakra countries living so subani on the year kakra. And also to be affected how the country will treat her on the US soil. Let's not forget the World Cup is not only played. It's not going to be played only in the US. Canada, US, and Mexico. But some more games will be played in the US. So what I say,
yeah.
And then of course, I mean the US. Remember, US are not being the center of it. World Cup is about 3 countries, but then see that. Omo World Cup, yeah, visit US then will be accounted because US they don't answer even in terms of the visa. And they can't afford it bed 20. I can't say US and Mexico. And Mexico for them will put the US number. So they never can. And it's I'm a win a bad, but all the same, the World Cup will still go on, but they are addressing issues one after the other, and it's all about address.
Okay.
So Shah said you're free. When Shah said free referee, Atan, the best referee in Africa last year. I mean, Omar Atan, a distinguished woman. We are seeing Nubia who said, oh yeah, one of the best referees we have in the world. Now, Unim Sabantiri, he's of the country, under the US travel ban list.
Yeah, Somalia.
And because of that, only someone diplomatic passport.
Yeah.
To enable him travel where Somalia and Timingo. Oh, maybe a Somalia citizens a call member or my leader. But there's one thing about the US. I'm a point to say, as much as also tournament near the Ubia Yemani Yeden, they cannot compromise on the safety, so the Christian kind, the safety of US citizens. And bending rules based on the fact that the World Cup is coming to the US. Because the security implications, every time far worse than Ubia Dreaming. What I say? You know, into the geopolitical, all those things. We'll start talking. But people who are also raising concerns, even about I am unique, 82, okay, unique, usually allies were killed and all those things. And yet, how did it happen? And it's hard in auntie. Maybe for me, the only part many FIFA had and they say FIFA decided that any audience, allow now Madiania referee no World Cup. Because so US amana say okay book matches in Mexico.
Yeah.
Say book matches in Canada.
Yeah, sure.
So if they feel that the matches will be referee meeting here, then why not? Because Turkey any FIFA calls some referees in Libya why in Ebi. And to call him out self because World Cup your referees who are Obekobi. But do one game or 2 games, one go in the computer work and man.
Yeah, no crap.
And then the monthly business is it an issue, say, maybe a US explaining something to FIFA officials that Omuntimin country we are saying, and you know, my gentleman say, I any from Nana. Because referee, the Miss Onudian Hamapa. But in the same vein, I mean, there are a number of games. There are games across Guadalajara. Your games across Mexico City, your games across Toronto, because of Vancouver, games in the I'm wondering why Omen decided, okay, fine, be a referee, we know he's good. If a game good and Kiadimano, in Jenny, you make restricting the games to maybe a Mexico. Now the searches. Let's not forget South Africa. US no one TV is hard and thing. Okay, this issue about South Africa, Russia, China, South conference we don't
yeah.
Oh, and the African countries on military leadership last and Burkina, Nina comes into play, Andy. And they will do a thorough search because a dream go back and say, okay, players the mobile and sexual behavior no true and no amount for me you should your money. But me can about the Indian. Oh, I don't mean Bolo.
Yeah.
Obi was Swiss passport, no, yes, just that. You approve ultimate travel, you have visa to travel to the US. But only the no Vuki, Mama, who checks year and San Montreal. Because there's one thing, US can compromise it on the quality, on the safety of their people. Until the World Cup into US be ever good immigration laws for the country to, for people to enter and hurt them from inside. Because they will be paying. One of the greatest years here, we are seeing in our country 9/11. And basically, America feels say, almost a sneaker, almost security, no be to sneaker crack. And the men in here. And after 9/11 now, America coming in here, and let's not forget, now the US president will be immigration idea or campaigning or America for Trabaman. It's in your no be diagro. Now you care about Senegal for your Sechi and then when you Belgium, Kevin De Bruyne,
yeah, so run in Pablo na.
Exactly. No Gambia. I don't know. I understand sometimes states no so because states will moment America be control. Some states more Caribbean so to go now kusiwa immigration for the hard ngaka. You state me penini because my body pre more Virginia na be hu ni bako. Ghana ni bia ono ote krom ase ya oguta sabi America for passport. Okusi state bi na I'm saying ni dini obi din bi so say dey na dwuma mo dey fa so no share dey bi ma na woro ne ho any yi na everyone say sa state no also it is a obaga na e do ba ko nwa akusi Atlanta no see Atlanta okoda Atlanta dey chia wa for fly for the baby over because send the domestic no even go through immigration it states ni bi wa omani den kakra e wo do states so it should not be seen as a so say World Cup na say sa ni mane mo nyina because World Cup ye nyina nyoma we mu ebi anyone dey do so even in countries like China when Beijing hosted the Olympic Games only the US contingent had to be leaving on a cruise ship see so they don't free so no maba yaba be competing no yomako sometimes when the political tensions bema yana yen candidate brisa you feel one my Iran for no na and you take one the US president Iran for mom go mama because according to FIFA ayo woduma ma FIFA and you kasaya before they even agreed that okay fine and they Iran member on World Cup but they said the visa going to Iran is that they'll be staying in Toronto and Mexico the border. So they come in the day before they do their press conferences and training and everything. After game, no, they go back. Because I need for the crowd. Because they ran at the point. No one person stay with US, almost matches. I go Mexico, so
yeah.
And people say something. Mexico now come on, country that no problem on the US when you be inconvenience. The Iranian officials who were denied visas to the US are people who have links to the Iranian army. I'm not saying president let charge on March, within 30 March or something. Yeah, long actually. I'm say on your former commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Army, you get my point. It's on remember. I'm point they say okay, born here, but when a players and everything, essential coaching staff and everything. And over to someone will come to Mexico, so you can be in Mexico with a team, manage the team, do whatever you have to do. But when the team comes to play the US, I'm going to play my home. Because my point is that Obi also hate US beyond. Obi inside, no hate your man. Nobody can US more than maybe the person being from outside. Didn't he? When you hear say, nah, it's going for the next time. If you find you be on the World Cup, maybe I'll help you or you be any political tension. But in this world we are living today, everybody's involved in the political tension one way or the other because your country is almost support to raise support to it. In terms of any number when you are and then here can was some but for Iran has something there. I don't think that case. I mean the United States need to protect their borders and protect their citizens. They will do it in any way they see necessary. I remember the citizens of the US are you safe?
Chabo mame fa umra chire kakra bi yebesa ba Iran komo but with the issue of referee ne de no Somalia de so question obi busa say yes question obi busa say so US enim we nyina say omo countries omo travel bans and all that so imagine say Somalia ebo FIFA World Cup qualifiers you know and Somalia for qualify for the World Cup just like Cape Verde qualify for the first time with omo travel ban na wo so no sa no nanka FIFA any US aban no deny Somalia for no qualification hard end qualification no nya ne say more travel ban ni no World Cup no mutimi bia na
me assure say FIFA would have found a way to deal with the US government or probably the Mexico or Canadian government to find a way around it. Only Service Senegal, Senegal, so that travel ban list.
Yeah.
But let's Senegal for some years on Bobo. I'm one of my pointers. On the trade, BB, then maybe I'm very restricted Mokaka, having a special security for the team and all that. And the need now, on which me, about you. Obit is a Sumana referee. Whether he was held for about 11 hours. Oh, Miami International.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Miami, no, Andy, the holiday hub of America. Miami, Hawaii, California, some places. I don't know what penny. Miami soon say if we now no more. Almost security. Miami and Kazagusu, Amekai. The first time I came to the US, Miami and McCoy, I don't know you'll be anyone than such. The kind of security at the airport, immigration there, and easy. Being here for 11 hours now, I cannot. But no, last year, you didn't Lucas, you see New York. But you never feel that quick, Lucas, where you know. You was a Omudin, Chino, did not go rather him. Minimum Lucas stayed there for about 3 hours. I'm question now. Meaning, Sabia, the Yomunya, Bibi, or the felt random, Bibi, no more. Oh. So your visa doesn't guarantee you entry into the country.
And because referee, we understand so could draw and yes, I sign.
Exactly. Udru airport. I mean to no more or maybe immigration and I say border patrol and whichever way. Or meeting wedding come up every sound the entire Oba joint justification for looking to crisis concern home and here now better anyone wedding. First, you cried, you keep a control. Okay, so be slow, yeah. Yet me, Jenny Bako number, near friend when you back over, you know, I'm picking corner. Or I do basic play because I'm a Ghana. Oh, immigration laws which should be understood. Maybe because of open your borders. Ghana open your borders to be a Jimmy Bama and South Africa for getting some food channel. Because you're more liberal. But it's not like that with certain countries. So what I say, Auntie, oh, we qualify. But it's not that easy.
But Mami reading this text from Wankasa Unia Kwadubechi and Famana Minty, the response I had was it. I said, nah, Chamo, I don't agree with you on this. Hosting the World Cup comes with rules and regulations. If you can't abide by those FIFA rules, you shouldn't temper to host it. FIFA, in their statement in 2023, football is distinct from politics. Subjecting players and officials into rigorous controls is very bad for the game. FIFA is losing its credibility because of what America is doing. This is a benchmark for chaos. Every country with ego will replicate the same thing. Uti somewhere, America,
rather than the blame should go to the FIFA committee that awarded the World Cup. You can't blame the country that's hosting it.
Okay.
If all kinds of maybe not I can't say we already lose it. Mama World Cup get the part. You have this answer over the
yeah, Kaiba.
I mean, all these European countries and what is the Belgium for complaining about such as that job? When Kevin De Bruyne was meant to remove his shoes today, what's over complaining? What is the Ghana team? What is the Ghana team are complaining? They were subjected to anything at the airport. As the Ghanaians who have traveled here. So, because of international relations, so they are very important. There is no country that will feel okay. Now, Iraq, for quite a problem. Because now it is about Iran and America, and they are at war. And they feel that ultimately use football and funny baby football in from the room. I mean, no, me alone. My young kind of question one day. Your times are, and not yet money so. Your times the teams are called teams to choir. Over team to go for room at your muska say. America acquired Canada acquired no pay. If you UK acquired now be France and now be Misano.
No, I didn't see that from delegation.
Exactly. And in the same vein, the US government sees say, among for between you football in the room as officials who be spies.
Okay.
It's almost when they say, "Oh, my board, no money who ya."
Yeah.
I ain't say they no previous no man. It's your mum board who ya do my grandchildren in offices. Oh, Mukrano, you have ways to come and come from better. You have to try down to become a moment and then game this a day before the game and right after game. And they agree on my Majuma. The officials of Iran, for instance, the every president, because of the links politically, that is what is causing him. Because by a former army commander, and you name himself once an army person, you're always an army person.
Yeah.
You can be used for certain agenda. In coming to me, primo, the Yasin Abeso, my idea, then the next minute, maybe baby, no Yakobo, baby, and also Yako baby, Nakakuka, America for. Only to be compromises are. And game and I had a monopoly here for also boy, no more. Still, America said, India had been a referee because of Africa's best referee. But I mean, FIFA no wasn't making case for the referee and find a way to accommodate the referee through the tournament. FIFA had to bend this and the referee no in every tournament. I mean, who can you blame America? You should blame FIFA because in the first place, the United bid won the World Cup. Omubedi and no Omubedi is open. People who vote in this idea, they should have considered all these factors. So some been prayed as a Qatar. Okay, Qatar made no winning. The West was nominally in support of Qatar because and the entire maybe there was a lot of very bad press about Qatar. I mean, Qatar hosted the World Cup. I mean, beautifully. In the same way, South Africa 2010, the Western world was saying, and I read, and why, and South Africa, I say, South Africa hosted the World Cup. I mean, it was so beautiful. It is like that. World Cup beyond some but give them everybody. We should just hope that India Bay and Ukraine security will be beefed because America is at war with Iran. Or maybe security because even being at war with Iran, America is the most. I mean, being the most powerful nation and be the most hated. Because someone confirms someone hope is to see Americans suffer. And the U.S. government's primary responsibility is to ensure that the U.S. citizens are safe, not just the U.S. citizens. Anyone in the U.S. It's also making sure that they are safe. And if one person should be denied to ensure safety, they will gladly do so.
Christian, so a question your person will be sounding. Christian.
Yeah, Chairman.
Okay.
Me, my main problem is World Cup no America for the Kobede. Yan fan show Munsa. Yan force Omo. Omo Bede no munim. The responsibilities are associated with the World Cup. Yeah, the man we are. You cannot begin to renege on your responsibilities. What they say, Iran cry now no more problem. I just want to ask a question. Sir, Somalian referee no. The threat to America there. One Somalian referee now would deny no. What is his threat to America as an individual? Chairman, referee just last year were your best referee in Africa. What is his threat to America?
Only answer that question, but the only thing we can talk about are conversations that's come up. Because according to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, officially, our states say they cannot admit him due to vetting concerns. Because 11 hours in the Amanant, now you believe some questions. Until later, U.S. official alleged that a brand association with suspected members of terror groups. Listen, some of these things, football for. We only look at things from the football perspective. In team, I said that the best referee from Africa, Uncle. But in any can say, FIFA, any America, I get a lot of deliberations and dialogue. I'm making sure that the main actors of the game, also America, but make a more example. America in the US rubber friendly match. We can't play the Brazilian time. I was at the FA. when we were trying to get a accreditation for the game, so they will apply for your visas. Because Mr. Nyankechi was speaking to someone, Okachene say, when they met the US ambassador, Okachene explicitly say, apart from the players or Mokobo, any coaches, no coach, two coaches, coach ne assistant ne goalkeeper's coach, they cannot guarantee any member a visa. South tournament in Ghana, your team doctor, Dr. Baba, he was refused, he was denied a visa. Yes, near boy against South Korea, against South Korea in Miami. Black Star team doctor, Dr. Baba was denied a visa. So we have to bring Prince Pambo, who already had a visa, to travel with the team. This is not the first time it's happening. It's because it's the World Cup. That is why a lot of fans is coming about it. We shall still be present at Dr. Baba, no ties to any terrorist. No, yeah. But and also some whole conspiracy to when on any to Ukraine and anyway, I mean, we say it is with it. And some that is not in any way to say that is the truth. I'm just making a case, but they make a case. Oh, so we be for the World Cup, no be near the mama. Then they had to say, Yabid Obedi Diamano. FIFA will engagement from anybody with respect to people who become especially the main actors. Some predators, I am sure that if America had their way, Iran for the but only FIFA engagement so no okay, Iran no players no the memorable. What you say? The players also there are no only players tied to the regime and to the military, to the revolutionary guard. Yes. What I say? I mean, it's different. But when they have official, and they always say they can guarantee visas for the players and the coaches, but not official. Apart from they go through a lot of screening and vetting before you agree allow for you to come. Some traders will be legal permanent residents or America. I will to say, or America had what into a bar also over America. The person is vetted before he's readmitted into the country. It may be looking like that because yes, as a run from the Ghanaian perspective, you run the Ghana lane cinema, you may just have a problem. But I will say, referee say or like or lens to baby. Guys, there was even a professor in the US. I will say when they say you tell when you could try a picture, you could throw me revoking the visa. It's immigration. I'm not trying to defend the US, but what I'm saying is that FIFA knew this. Those who went to vote for US to host the World Cup, they knew this. But in the same way, it should also go down to tell other governments that they say some of these diplomatic some impregnants. Ghana, they say maybe Ghana to travel ban list this week. So you buy your mobile form buy and you don't know what you are about to say. Make steps making sure says in the Ghana is a travel ban. So which are Ghanaians from the US and say how many of them had a problem at the airport? Because Ghana would be far. Sometimes those things are very important. Ghana would be far. It's Ghana would be problem. Some more countries will be problem. What I say? It's surprising to know that Christian one chance will do America. They say I will do America airport. Now some people say, have you been to Congo, Somalia, or now I can say yes, I want him over. Because of Ebola, no one there are a lot of factors. You should yes them. There are people that are denied entry. I'm comforting appeal. I'm telling the court. I could appeal the decision. No court are granted say man maybe a US phenomenon. It was also I didn't know Omar Atano. Omar FIFA are appealing because Gianni Infantino is a very good friend of Donald Trump. And the FIFA are appealing. FIFA agreed to America reasons for the man said. Man said after they were in the free World Cup. It's again America for catching FIFA for the two say I know ma. What problem is a World Cup? You Mexico to match or Mexico to FIFA better decide. So he's still a FIFA referee. Okay, you back on remember base you or World Cup referees on base you Mexico no. You never go referees on base you Canada no. What I say? And when it comes to sound money, US in Canada, America, nobody. Because the US in Canada, no question for. Some of the US visa, or Canada visa, no US visa. I mean, chances of getting the 95-99% because of family relation. But so with the US visa, you don't even need a visa to go to Mexico. Go with the Canada visa, you don't need a visa to go to Mexico. In fact, there are people who go with a Schengen visa, Mexico going here. FIFA bit to decide, it's okay, fine. America knows so many. Into you may say, you better not call Mexico. They no more kind of FIFA G2 say any about him and you're part of the World Cup. Those are the questions we should be asking FIFA. FIFA should be coming out to tell us those things. But they're the money and traitor. We cannot see what is a traitor. The amount who has threat now, you want to trust him. We will see it.
My last one.
Find out. Minister Christian. Yep, Maxwell. Only Maxwell. We will get a about Munich. The Munich Israeli athletes were killed in this battle. But I will say, how did the people infiltrate into the game village? Now, school of thought that said that, and go for the they were brought in as athletes. And some of these security concerns, I'm saying, and try say, against the players went through what they went through, slave dogs, and this animal. But then the baby had the slave dog about. And you name these questions. Man, looking like so be free come the bubble into the ball, something predator. Oh no, you're going to probe so you no, and then the farm, and then the ultimate. Didn't even turn a bone to be another bone to be the bonnet.
And going forward, near sure say next World Cup be or maybe a debemani biano. Yanshe or Maya or ne international community relationship no and so bad because one share the next World Cup ekoma or maybe or no senior America or problema. That country may take this precedence as a revenge and may prevent America as a country. So America Zoom run crew
on any affiliates
and any affiliate, even their team.
America, America affiliates are one company more. No, because the point is that only say we are coalition countries with the US passport only have a settlement. No countries who with the UK passport. This event international traveler. I mean, being quite cheap. 2010, AFCON 2010 in Angola. BBC journalists, about 5 of 10 of them, they denied them entry visas. BBC. And there was a story about them was there. Only dinner on me, another pay, okay. All I'm saying is saying. The demand country, next World Cup is going to Spain. Next World Cup is Spain.
Yeah, Spain.
Spain, Morocco, Portugal. Spain, American have this as well look Spain. American have this as well look Morocco. We have this as well look Portugal. America can decide on a team. Some of them safety. And they can even decide not to go play the tournament. If they decide to play, they can decide that they will make team national baby. And of the man of Beijing. In Beijing, only the man on basketball team, no more because LeBron James, a lot of the athletes decided to pull out because we feel that the tension was too much. The American contingent, no one team Beijing, no one team also. They were living on a cruise ship. Hey, see also. I want to let team let it. Omuba, they compete no more them. What is plan to say? Because they found that it was the only way to protect Omukofo. And then the country so nobody in among for with their security for the team this I don't know. Now some parents that guy in the team your national security you are tied to the team. The only thing is that international rules you don't be allowed to carry a weapon or foreign land unless you have a special arrangement to be with the government. So now the teams are team security. Team security also police or military person. But the point is that when the military person is linked to a child group, Christian, who we are, let's say, I didn't tell you let's actually watch it if we US visa form in this one. What you want to there's a last part here. Yeah, no. It was all your link to the terrorists, or your link to any army or dealing firearms. Why? Maybe I could no. Normally, generic, you no. It is a uba, we do a border, so you saw some nagas, yes, sir. A horror about too much young chance of walk away near Doctor said them, near Busabusa and some, and Tomutin say, Umremua, Omobatoma, Omum. So some good born, I will come unless say, and go for Yahoo, you know, a ye manico call to no mukoye, or Jacko or the same moon. Let's ask Enam de Copa say, what did the US government tell FIFA? FIFA G2 was on Pablo, in free World Cup.
Chavo, answer ni beja kono with enkomo ayedie nyina ne issues surrounding World Cup no. What you could do ewa America. Okoye no ohwe atmosphere no any preparations na. Say na near City would just a day to the kickstart of the tournament.
Well, I only was a really historic World Cup because it's the first time it's being hosted by 3 countries. I don't know, I didn't hear you, but generally it's going to be the most expensive World Cup. So, you're willing to over World Cup. It means that you are willing to spend a lot of money, right? You're conform to tickets to watch certain games. Only the games will be on cry, and the tickets massive. That's what we will take it to the all-star tour. Take it to a tour there. $150 no to maybe $500. But if sometimes when you play some sort of game, it's also autonomous. Take the to be 600, not to be 1,000. That's I say. And then you know World Cup. People are coming. I mean, when you walk up malls, you see people in their colors, and a lot of the designer brands. Also, I mean, who's will be a Ghana? The other Ghana will be a Ghana. Because he go boss fire Brazil, or my France, or my. Italy, me sure no more plan with Italy for me, but Italy I'm sure. All those things. They okay. Ralph Lauren, the euphoria is there. People are eager to watch the World Cup, especially Ghana for the ones any Ghana games, no. And the great news are Ghana for Ghana. And they say Canada game, no. We understand that the vice president will be there weekend. Maybe. Register if you want a ticket to watch the game. Minimum confirms on my ticket. Some brothers say, you have 20 tickets. I thought about it. What I say? You have 2 tickets. But you go Canada with your ticket. You will be a couple of FIFA put or 10-party sites and so on working. When you prepare any ticket, as I say, the President Wakano, UK say, too much. It costing government $11,000 per person for 3 Ghana games. No, as America, 3 Ghana games. The people even staying way beyond it. And when you say that, supporters have been doing a day before you meet Panama. Normal Panama, we sure some crowded their transport or come fly or come back because I mean, depending on where they are going, if you're Worcester, in Canada, our 4, 5, 6 hours cry. That's it. Now the Boston game now. Maybe on Daho, I won't feel about Pennsylvania and then but I don't know more share no crana. I was checking $11,000 per person. Then I buying to me for over 900 to 1,000 people back and spending that much in 10 years. The tickets in the bank for Ghana for no more amanonino. Which is great, but the mode of sharing and their problem. But was a Canada fund link to Yaba, Conwa Philip, Miako Philip also. Mako Philip also saying in Camina, ticket to be free now. Now, Camina ticket now, maybe this got to end. Was that if I find a moment, no very money. I just say, you know, Ghana will be Philip, say, if you are the oh. That is above all you're concerned about the mode of sharing. And the world is ready for the World Cup. And personally, I would love to see. I mean, this is going to be the greatest because there are 48 teams. More teams are playing the World Cup. More teams, but I never quite sure. Ghana 14 Benjamin Ghana going to the next stage. And quite unfortunate. Say Team Ghana, yeah, Honduras game there 0-1. They said to say Honduras want to pull you out of the friendly. But why the Moji this World Cup?
Sir.
Oh, me ojide.
Na the Black Stars no minim se bi yi mampanyi fi or mamzo wo ojide chen obi aka bia wo ne
me ojide ne say Ghana will qualify from our group. Say we just need to beat Panama. Only World Cup with the money them say qualifying from your group is not that difficult. Oh, it's say there can you know the Canadian no countries here. Just tell it to you. What I say? Say 32 no not qualified in kakra.
First and second.
Because first and second. And no. When you second when you first and that second Kofi. But at this time now in 48. They tell say first, second, and a third of one of the one. So
yeah. Na amo enukra wo kai kra be half kon ye since omo de no ba ya third foot me qualify na ye dia ye din how much more you walk up afcon
send any baby aso de ya ka bibia omo so munti se ko fa coach ni nya di bibia ka de pam no mo so mo pam no eno nti ne ko itimi bobo against ni je ya se bu ayen qualify go bibia na the coach na 30% ability eno kwa che na adwen wa na wo fo but eno de even say no tunche but World Cup de ye ba ye tire de oh World Cup 2014 ye ntimi ko beyond that group and 2022 ya ko beyond that group but odi hwe points are ye nya last World Cup. Imagine that if the World Cup was taking a year, 3 teams, I think you qualify because we beat South Korea. Oh, we beat South Korea, unfortunately, to Uruguay and Portugal. This time, and the Mujidi say African teams may add. Mujidi pass African teams may add. For instance, Morocco, Brazil, Scotland, final one, Morocco, go to Morocco born on Mobondi is here. I mean the highest ranked team, the 7th ranked best team in the world now. They are playing so well. Until Morocco, I think Morocco to qualify from Group C as one of the teams because Brazil beat Scotland. Morocco will beat Haiti. Scotland cannot beat Morocco. Oh, that's not great. Now, Mr. Ketuebi, Group D, okay, me for Tunisia, I'm going to okay, Turkey. Now, Ivory Coast, on Group E, Ivory Coast will be able to qualify. Ghana, your group will never qualify from our group to the round of 32. Egypt to qualify from their group to the round of 32 because Egypt, New Zealand, Iran, Belgium. Countries are mini GD. We said Senegal say they qualify from their group. Countries are mini GD, Cape Verde, South Africa, Tunisia to a certain extent. DRC will say I take them to qualify from their group. And all the 16 teams normally by the all have a come to the next stage. But African teams also are going to the next stage. Ghana also they support them. So Ghana to be share Panama the first game now it will build the confidence of the players. And I'm sure a game against England will be very, very interesting and a quick one. Ansana Wejamino. Andy, Ghana Football Association and the Black Stars officials and take a firm decision. If the England national team players decide not to greet Thomas Partey, my play beyond Jomba.
Okay.
You should take a decision. Say Ghana should decide to say England play a beer decided on Thomas Partey. Ghana team knows who be a England play a beer.
Sanko mamema wa yikakra nefa to akomo we so sa position ya okay na dodo na consensus say so what if Amabon na on the day because you say on the day captain ya Jordan Ayew onu bedika achi na say san chen bedika akoso on the side followed by the goalkeeper and san bia party beba onu so etimi aba nti what if Jordan as the captain ye nim say bi on be chia na so munchia no mo ko chia na but later from anyone I read is I say the Ghana Football Association so air plan say on be my party mum aba be the first position.
Exactly. On the bit first. Into the first one chana Ghana will be anchor. Because when you some fool when they say I'm you are innocent until you are proven guilty. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now some men go court. Who to them a judge? Asam nipa no obi asama to no so. Nipa no to court or some yes sir. It we are Canadian. It's in court we be determined say. Nipa no dip them, I know differ. In terms of the court, we catch you as any funny before. Untimi, unsa 7 traders, Obia is what Kunipa. I actually in the act crown. Yandiko quarter. What I said, Yandiko quarter. You will see you prove more bills around before. But then you 4 years, same psychological, you know the bear not to Ghana for us. Yes, your mom feels a psychologically very strong nation. Thomas Partey is leading the team on the field that day. Thomas Partey do. Oh yeah, England. I say
Hurricane,
right? Hurricane, yes. Now Hurricane also in chat Thomas Partey. Among the Sasso. No, last time placing the answer from when you say I need a call. Obia. Yes, your call because on chat Partey area. I didn't also know way. They did the same thing to Mason Greenwood. Why can the system be doing this to people? Say the very moment I asked them about the fact to you guilty. How? And then when I go to for the bear, say you are innocent until proven guilty. I just hope that the Kreku and every people are listening.
Okay. You mentioned that, but so we'll get you closer to the Black Stars team now. Also, I bet Piquet reports and so Eddie Fringe. I'm sure by this time I'm more prepared for a Canada trip because give me on next week Wednesday or something. Yeah.
Definitely, we'll be in Canada. And I said, "My Canada, no so bad." The crowd said, "Now see, job will be open so Santiago de Cura, Santiago, or Canada. Also, Canada for that 2 months our friend. So big greasy ASR game no." Reports just said, "I think the weekend there will be a dinner." Also, NMA Vice President Grant so alcohol.
Yeah.
Into Canada for the Omutia. I mean, enjoy say. 2-4 but this had in Yana Black Star match and some other twice every twice a huge you know Canada Toronto all the other places. I'm sure so many now beg that it could just be said no Morris no all those guys no me now beg that chief mo will coming to for no more will coming and the Black Stars team. Maybe I'm just hoping that we can have our first win on the Canadian soil. Yeah, the big room of Boston.
Thank you very much, Chairman Bryce Kankambo. Any ebra when ya minim say ya edaso ya anajo say ahomache so ewo baby awo bi edase okay
this side there I see having about 725.
Okay ti bibia ni ebe san so aba waso ani abayi nchim yedase bebre. All right, I'm for any Chairman Bright Kankambodu and Edin Komo all the way the United States of America and also Aboy Inchimu with regards to Nkoma na Yeshasi conversation is as Yenra and Maxwell
it makes it very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very interesting. I explicit and America will not bend their rule because of anything. As they will not do it, so nobody should waste America. That's how they are. And a FIFA crowd, they don't have what it takes to even tell America what they want to do. They can't do it. Say Ghana and I say Congo, but I say Togo, fine. All these countries say now make BKB say Iran is a small country. People seem to, but would Iran compare America? Yeah, small. Because America by size, by population, by might, by economy, everything. I mean, the entire assembly or A, B, C, and people also want to make it D, E. Iran and America, comparing them. No. Iran is a small country in every sense, in terms of population, in terms of military might, in terms of advancement, in terms of economy, in terms of BBR. So they are there. So I think, sir, yes, they are going forward next time, say, World Cup, no matter, but who say he who feels it, Ebronica say he who feels it knows it. I saw me problem and your problem to which I'll be huni differently, but a whole problem. And but also tell to me, now the way pan and nipa way, but he who feels it knows it. You ever World Cup no? Now you're ready. Yeah, but
I could you say or trend that World Cup in the China. A big issue now, so China, South Korea. One day. South Korea, China,
and China, who still World Cup. America, America, a game new flight back to America.
And North Korea. And North Korea.
China, America,
America be virtual.
One thing is to also understand is Chris said, all over the world, almost all these countries still respect Americans because they are help their own their nature. They help each other in that way.
Mama, so we say to us, Mama, you have a quick discussion and Sunday about Lucas. So now, Christian raise concerns with protests are Mexico ahead of the World Cup. Teachers were almost standard of living. Now, Udimadi on my Sakoye. Mame, almost protest pictures ni be name here. Game no opening game no channel. The Estadio Azteca. And a game Basso.
And hosty 1986 World Cup.
Yeah. Almost a stadium no crown Pele. And the Maradona nyina qualify to World Cup open to opening the game no. Pay tribute to
1986. It was one of the largest stadiums in the world until recently.
Renovating
now teacher for one protest no around the stadium and quietly almost starting on my day as a still in view I didn't walk up into my room go and never my dear Kosovo and across the streets are leading to the Azteca Stadium. One way on Facebook, no, over with some of the images. And no, block, no, we had to do was as some no, if you
or might be our how, and it will be our how. And if I just say, it's the end will be how, you'll be how. In any case, on say, Abrofono. Or democracy, they understand to the point that when citizens a demonstration, who say a good thing because they are partaking in the governance or the building of the nation process. No? Hana say we demonstration. Who say sebi ebi omoya beifo anaso move. That's how it is. So the more people do demonstrations, no, although it put pressure on the government, they know what they are looking. They put pressure on the government to do it. And the demonstration almost so me say omaya yemfi omanami. It's almost so had time a year opportunity like a very good time on between the eye. This is the time of the whole world air help mono moye into begin attention. For example, ebinazia net.
Ordinary linker. Teacher for Mexico protest and
exactly attention. The Mexican government quick because Charlie ebia manye bibia meji din boni ama World Cup they will be forced to want to do it. Majority ase it was all say be omo dos ye be disperse or my yen kochiche nkofo nkase nkofo nkobronko no in those areas no more democracy the more people go on demonstration and all that Nandi then the government no cry happy say they are partaking in the governance or the building of the process no more yeah but ha no who be so be ko even a BKB ni your friend says sports guys go akra omo je paper na paper no mo mfi omo so guy yeah paper no mo mfi that's how but I think what the almost some Morocco so ye be okay
yeah for
Morocco so yeah kwa AFCON mo ye be Moroccan citizens
almost citizens now say hospitals ne niam be on my omo this omo boka o AFCON
me dey again say e me nua na teacher for
gaza ye
teacher for putri it's time who said this is way demonstration who said doctors here demonstration the bia so krobia juma yen shedem tuo mu kai because obetimi the same qualification out the teaching field no be similar qualification or other level and that person is paid higher than you when you have the same qualification.
Isn't not the risks maybe one factor the risks involved in the work they do to say they are the health workers, for example.
Students
like if it will be a minor, well, the chemicals maybe as a form no work chemicals no use in the risks involved are high, so they will be paid higher. To say they are necessary.
A biology lab, a chemistry lab, chemicals now will be also exposed to the same chemicals. I think it is not right. People should be. I think that I do my back as a nipa dorsum the teaching profession. And it to pay them no very difficult. Who's a Krobia school?
Yeah.
So Krobia school on my say Krobia teacher. Benya Krobia na Benya hospital any ho. It is be 10 towns. No mean now one hospital. But 10 towns no. bia be school nti bia be teacher teacher for numbers no do so to the point that so we increase teacher for salary by about 10%. Now, over the amount of money I will be used to be able to do that now. A bit me a police for the simple baby.
Now, you have a conversation on referee and Komoya. Na yedi Omar Abdul Kader Atan and the situation. And I will airport, I will take or fly and renumere and I know returning to the crew. But before so no be fly na conversation be about Canada for say America no more deny entry or de obetimi any consular around the world. Ghana ha obetimi aba no aba beje oba bi a Canadian embassy obetimi granting visa. Na work up go American kwan ebo obetimi na aba officiate match of Vancouver any ade. That was from the Canada or prime minister. Now referee no are returning to Nukrum, Somalia. Now, what a welcome.
It's your man and his auntie say a baby was so man and his uncle. You didn't cry and
what a welcome. When my mom info be the account. Now trying to remember ne welcome nibi right from the tarmac nisu all free plane mobile abemum penim for cameras I didn't chi on be welcome do an de Somalia Franca and Gunikum and our pictures na bemum pen for welcome no say we are proud of him even though said they know also koye and to go said and run a Christian can the first Somalian referee and Kobe officiate a game World Cup and then so on Facebook and YouTube no bo video ya can was bo say referee be do any dominant bemum pen for na obudi na chire nya asem ketwa na onim say owie no almost organize a huge press conference at the amano with a lot of media men and media referee no say on camera we are seeing nanti even though no kasa at the airport I will take Istanbul airport but afen no be do the crew on church mu onka the ekosi ya how do go to just say 11 hours no detention near question for 11 solid hours near gusu question even with that transport yes sir we shouldn't forget okodru US wo and on sign no man about Turkey and I know kasa wakwa kodru the crew na unim say okodru no and when I make be say referees are FIFA are appointing for this World Cup no anya hwe kra no $100,000 after the World Cup on Sabeti Yaka. Unim say one businessman ewo Somalia akache referee say $100,000 no obi tria dia man.
Yeah,
even though say World Cup no ankobi and we are aware say sa the Bible ntini say referees omoko no scout anya crown sabeka no $100,000 sa businessman out to say ono abetua sesika no e dia ma referee even though when your opportunity to officiate the FIFA World Cup no referee no mo on Facebook ono an kasa rezo ne kasa no mo betumi translate mo ti ase de betumi ati ase kama me ne Christian Maxwell e bi aye nti ase but yentie referee Omar Abdul Kader Itan abra no address the media with happenings ebaya ema so returning ewo South that's about Somalia.
الله وبركاته صباح وناكسن dhammaan dadka meesha Soomaaliyeed aad ugu mahadcelina wasiirada xildhibaanada shacabka Soomaaliyeed dhalinyarada saxaafadda kulligiin waxa rabaa wixii hore u dhiilaha waa dhahay aragteen laakiin waxa rabaa si gooniya ina dalkeena shacabkeena Soomaaliyeed dawladeena u mahadceliyo garabstaagooda taageeradooda banaanka waxa ka sheegeen waxa ka badan waxa gadaal ka qabanayeen marka wixii dhacayna waa dhacayna qadar waaye marka FIFA si fiican ay support gareysay oo taageertay oo maaragtay ilaa had
ti referee ne and it was a format no on the referee the iron time to one kasabat this is referee Omar Abdul Kader Atan and okodru the crew said the Muslim heroes welcome no na nyasem ketwa and almost etimia welcome in Sophie Stadium no so be host the opening game it was USA. Now, over said the stadium no almost was say your preparations last week, and Ambeka said Mexico no much as there preparations no opening game no so US no Sophie Stadium no can say as at no much as here arrangements ni na kama na otuado wa America unse FIFA excellent no eka FIFA's technical study group be man of the match from every game and be ebia team of this round, player of the tournament near the Adina no. Otuado ka ho anope me ho Otuado. Me no ka se US. Training na ahodwa Air Coast no. Former Black Stars coach Otuado ejinamu den atwe se ono so ehwe said in nema enso ebesi akonti World Cup no nkomo no na stories no edo so bata nkomo de edimo area fa World Cup no ti anu de ba me fa we so ma Christian mo na afi no minti o madwen chansan ya ba fisem ne so na Sunday Tuesday Edward Florentino Perez beka say or the 150 million euros ebeko player bi no na or the ko Atletico Madrid Julian Alvarez na Atletico for say Madrid for the serious Madrid for na bi say Florentino Perez line now you know mu say adia no e niema mi no omo say one e you ko say mu no say ba say and two omo say because he made a promise prior to elections it did also be now when was the last time Madrid Eddie offer come team you reject ya Madrid for this statement ba bontene
okosim
Barca for that power line almost say person
same say so raise market
150 say Atletico for Enrique Serrazo 150 million 1 year ultimate gas obeje 120
I didn't say transfer and the player has to agree with his agent say team way na member and say no one negotiate without the consent of the player and any agent you can't go to a club and negotiate for a player where we work with you for bill a player and so on but what will you do?
But one thing we shouldn't forget that through we first player nakaso obebo Barca Barca
exactly
but in the other way so no omeka say onyamado da ombo asebia obi to say Lamine Yamal and other players omeka say Madrid just omo nshebi no Julian Alvarez no omeka da say Madrid no ombo but waka say onyabasa obebo
anti the team na player no so obebo ne negotiate say player nkasa about team I only negotiate on day we na player na kasa ombo team na what do you do?
Okay, what you say via Madrid for so ko na Atletico for no ehus kan ye no musa player no so obebo a
Debbie ye ndru ho
no me they okay and I miss me di musa question
if conditional enundru ho the da ho ne say where has the player decided to want to play and on benegos nti be a player na Madrid for so aka say onya Madrid obebo nti na Madrid for so afase then that one we don't know that might also be a reason but what I'm saying is that before a team negotiates with a club na say the player now has agreed I'm a green light majority I say but we no and the normal and I think say Emma game near there. Also, my cousin once in Emma Ghana game near Guni say those times he be season now. Yeah, coach are still at home. Yeah, coach don't but yeah, coach banga home. And no crowd now my season a whetty appetite for the season there. But this time, because Biakofa first and second be so before the season starts, then the thing is already dead. Usha history, even Leo Messi. Also no growth hormone deficiency or more munye from or bread or for by nyet achacha no send uncle for can. Internet say Barcelona acquiring surgery. That was £5,000. Na Barcelona form person be. It was until after say agent catch almost say Real Madrid for person more fat boy no and son or more Barcelona G2 acquire. Again say Alfredo Di Stefano. It was Barcelona who went for him. But when Obedru Spain, because of General Franco, no a dictator, no mu use the power na state in one, and Omuji Di Stefano, and Okobo Real Madrid, and Real Madrid cry J, the Champions League first 5 and a European Cup so 5. But what people also don't know is say the team and knocking Madrid out from the 6 was also Barcelona. Anybody who disputes should also research. There was a draw and Barca won 2-1. Now a free or bar, Johan Cruyff a buy no. Barcelona co-founded by Madrid went in to want to hijack the process. But Johan Cruyff has already decided that. So, Peso Woko. Again, Diego Armando Maradona. Barcelona for co-founded a River Plate on a world record. And also, all Madrid also teach name. But that time, and to me, I'm fat. Now, okay, David Beckham. Laporta Koya the campaign, so we need for the Beckham, but said, yeah, we are Koya. Oh, Bibi, Omotwa, Bani, we are. Yakotia. Perez affects the Beckham call Real Madrid. It's nice we coach and then so quickly now so call France and call Ronaldinho Gaucho Edeba. And at that time also okay so almost also for Luis Figo. Odi no crowd to chance or back Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos offered himself for Barca. But surprisingly, Omoye fast and me who as more in the kind and Obepoma Real Madrid which really worked. And yeah no Neymar. Almost every team went there, including Chelsea and all that. And Madrid even topped the money. They made everything possible, say Neymar Beba. But Neymar decided, say no, we're choosing to be a person. And then, okay, I mean, Papa. oko na presidential boxing and the issues by some person in the casa and no to me bebo players be to say even Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, Adegule, Hendrick Dina e Barca and Edin can make it approach. But now Madrid AC actually and omoje all those players by. Into what I'm trying to say is that it builds up your friend said the competition. And Madrid, no, they are obsessed with Barcelona. That is how it should be. Just as Barcelona also obsessed with Madrid. That is how it is. Into idea in history, so the good thing is that so yes, Andy. And my attention going into the next season, no, yenya bibi to talk about the league. Yenya bibi to talk about league. That is very good. And finally, here this season, say Julian Alvarez, Gavidal, Bernardo Silva, Bastoni, any Dome Fraser. Also, Barca for the said most of these guys now are more target. We are Madrid so called say some players in now so more target. So it is something that has been there for a very long time. The positiveness say it makes the league very interesting. Come back say Barca and Madrid no, irrespective of the rivalry, they need to do something. Where they need to think ahead as to what to do to bring the Spanish teams back in dominating Europe. In Tandy, that's how it is. But Julian Alvarez, I said, me catch it or that. I say, issue by me catch it. Say, Julian Alvarez or Bebo Barca because of Messi factor. They are not saying Messi is a fan to say, boy, Kobo Barca, my. And I say, a Barcelona team no so. Also, Brazil ni Rafinha is doing well, but Omuni Argentina ni Bia. Owoma ono so beji dini bi nte dia Messi din safa ni tiri ho a Obama jina na ese bujina yi eno ane de wom
Florentino Perez no oye politician and say obi enka asem kire say ade wi me manya wunya de waye no oye ade ba ko pe so ono nsa nka player na a very difficult for Barcelona to also get a player. Now, me talk my dear. Jake Ebaye no, wabre me 100 million. Oh, me say me try me nton. Then maso affair chire abre me 150 million. If I decide to buy her, Andy, I am not going to listen to Jake again. The Florentino Perez I no. Say player me kura no na me bi won say e player Madrid here. Okay, Madrid set up na. Julian Alvarez no a player Madrid here na. Madrid inside here ni sa. But he's trying to make things very difficult. Say Abrante Nkoka enko Barcelona ho.
Na Atletico for 150 no man ya say. Na go betua na zo mundia.
Na some Madrid betua. 150 betua. So the Florentino Perez ni said be. So Jaima Abrante enko Barcelona enko kan Barcelona squad ni ho a. Then Barcelona will be much more stronger than they used to be. So what do? Men koya dia se me kra min san kan player na. Player no ebe very difficult so be call Air Barcelona. Now maso me no ya adwen e bia player ne say Barca na meko. Una ya Atletico Madrid ona. Obi di 150 million aba. Abrante so be call Barcelona dia. Then Barca must also meet that 150 million. ATM will not listen to offer Biana less than 150 million because obi di 150 million aba. Now, unim Spain, the Spain match complicated. We said ATM for the laughing emojis. Ebe to time when say Madrid is now, so who team one? Atletico Madrid to Julian Alvarez 2024. 81.9 million pounds. 81, put it on record. They bought the player from Man City around 81.9 million pounds. ATM Ecoto player akwa 20 million. Now after 2 years or more turn, you know how they sell their players. And player or more turn this match, you know, they are not going to listen to offer Biana less than 150 million. Fatu trim. Now, in a worst case scenario, Spain player the cast obeko. Not team no enya willing say obeton player na. Spain yema simple. The uhian say obako La Liga headquarters. Na player no buy out clause no wakwa kotua. In fact, normally any player ne tua o. Any team ne kotua o. Utua ma player no. Na player ne de ko player no aton no fi contract no. Na La Liga for no etua sika no ama team no up into the team account no. The moment na La Liga be sika no to the selling club no accounts no player no a free agent. Just what turn home every contract in the man Julian Alvarez the near complicated is that he wants to leave. ATM doesn't want to sell. The only option is to meet in the buyout clause. What do you mean the buyout clause?
500 million.
500 million. It's, you know, I never acquire ATM is that, and it's all to idea na several buyers bahua. What to idea no, it goes to your benefit too. So idea back open, if I open a bounce over better, you listen to that one person alone. But once I'll be different buyers, no, Andy, you exploit the buyers and get the highest bidder. So madu da bemuno. Sena kabasa krabe timi the 130. Ako fa brand fed hula na veresa. Now ATM will not listen to offer less than 150 because to be the 150 bar almost so monton. Then I'm not directing Real Madrid for say when you're willing to buy a brand now, no problem. I'm not directing say the buy out clause no honum. Just go and pay the buy out clause and take the player. Hand 500 million. Basa they were laughing. Basa then they were laughing. What's your statement now? I'm gonna say Madrid almost more than they laugh at Barcelona. So Florentino Perez no oye nipa boni nipa papa player no mpeno oyiano. But on manin ko Basa. The opposite way ya say player no and catch me. Julian Alvarez is he a player that you need?
No, president also
he is not a player. He is not the player that you need because
also Ohiano.
Very difficult for the player to go to Basa. The Oyano no. You who the plans in
mama
from say ya. And somebody do.
Okay.
On also call player yes we are
Sikaba. Oh, refuse. And now, almost this kind of Modia Stadium, Nasa. He's also go Pesca Modia Stadium. No, yeah, it's away. Yababa Fisa Machine Baby Dinko, Mamenka Sano Pay, Young Fanasium, Utieme, na Uye administrator, any Facebook, a page, and I said WhatsApp, a group be administrator, Telegram, and our admin. Mr. Memo number we phrases here because gaming and lottery opportunity be and so bad. We hear dear Quansto, and I'm making Mr. So, oh, yeah. Administrator Facebook page be aye WhatsApp aye group be and also be a Telegram group be and our members thousands but your friend number will say 0242 046 285 0242 046 285 Nadine community see a opportunity can see and I'm but you be help more munim trebo and more munim tre and more atima yedma shop no ewo aye patasi opposite Wacha branch and a shop no wo or say more mubotre more munim tre you know and wo pemo baby a obeda a free just free accommodation and what dey my number be friend 0541 401 757 0541 401 757 Sanso and my main house yeah ton dan a 5-bedroom finished house and yeah ton chronom behind chronom Red Park behind Adonko and as Angel Industrial Company Limited. Yeah, ton dan the number was offering 0545 388 553 0545 388 553 offer yeah bejo so any ensuitment in come Pepsodent, SMN Canto say do the two. Yakofaba, na ya can't Pepsodent do the two. Nature say, oh, brush anopa, no a brush enumere. Your friend Pepsodent do the two. Because of a Juma Pepsodent, a intimidate, so be a koto, a toothpaste, was a top Pepsodent, a papa unit river, woman ediaba, do the two. Brush anopa, ne brush enumere, nema was saying, and so no and so entiapo, nebibia and kosu and fama kama. Mamin cow, Sam, and I can say latest film, as the Nkoswani and Kaikamum. Say, about mattress I would that's on where nya papa na so a o koda relax ba ba wie no obeda sorry wo se wabre obeda sorry na wo mfe ya okon ya wachi ya because enkofo bi ayen pabonefo ba kromo say ya ye won say inferior materials and wo de ye mattresses on say nansan Ghana Standard Authority etu wo so sa am ye hu san enkofo ni nyina mbacho letters from there Ubisa Ghana Standard Authority for Meka Josa Omo de ya pa and no use from nankasa no use and the mattress into that's why and no kwasa support e ma utimi daye obesore omo den work adwuma kaba and letters from the omo so de omo ya adwuma close to a year 60 years in na ugidi years say omo adwuma no enso ani anke mpam omo ba ya omo yen pa bonfo nya ne apam omo ya tu omo nyina so sa letters from Company Limited Jomo mattresses to be net so sizes in omo obi omo so eba omo chese omo showrooms nso dia Ghana ha ba bia befa bia no obehu latest from omo showroom no akọ wo Kumasi omo number no 0322 029365 0322 029365 and Accra phone so be 0302 231 155 0302 231 155 na uno enso enkasa Africa Logistics and Shipping services for we be a from China aya na wo ship ya Ghana your problem dem wana Africa Logistics abadi amasa nipa no yes de ye ye small parcels ye group small packages ye group ne sa na one kasa no anya afi na obekwa wow ema wo save you sika ye full containers dedicated FCL shipping ye sounds your door to door ye pick up our China near deliver our Ghana the amount ye fast clearance hassle free customs clearance our Tamaport so Africa Logistics ebe ye nyina kama e the amount ye warehouses mienu our China you any Guangzhou and oba Ghana tema and afi Kumasi line no essence your WhatsApp line 0536 735 0536 735 now ni Africa for enso into me enkasa na bibia enye kama enso obstacle enterprise me say oh ye any building project na drew aya tiles drew tiling aya wall tiles and I say bia floor tiles your tiles papa from aya triford any castle different color shapes designs different sizes no ni nyina akofa bia benti say oh dwene tiles there aya enso obstacle enterprise e bodo so there aya kama papa out say woto a obehu say unu ho kra me so from enso obstacle enterprise so the number my name ope omachira kwan ya aya tano so opposite aya palace no edum omo ewo 3 branches baako aya adjacent Ajaba Jewelry bio edum aya opposite aya post office ana edum nso as omo be a campaign na himfio udro report junction county hospital opposite omo ho ye line no aya 0244 458 542 0244 458 542 na udro mo enso entumi emonkomo na bibia enye kama enfo nyame adma on Wednesday 24th of June yenyina ye de ni chemu ewo KNUST we de efikasia 2472 ababio ena oso oton sade afre obia se nyankopo ya aduma KNUST enya 75 years enti eye dwumade kase enso betumi akoso chese we no enya semketo akra enti nyame aduma 24th eye Wednesday 24 June ewo great one upon night na chese etimi enso ihye so kama ti obia emfansha ne calendar so se nyame aduma ye nyina ye ko support eye otekokko so na chese dwumade kase no enso akoso no so no ena eye chancellor edema eye KNUST enom eye sede ho nkomo enso esi atie ma meni nkomo we mra beba na mabeto aso enso de madam shano se obaje clean sand soap no ede ahoro nsa maka to se 99.9% no ene kum germs ene bacteria enso de onwo ene de onwo nyina no eye clean sand soap eye GC brand e papa oto aya to be efama onamfofo ene o family because obi ade bi ohoro ne nsa ene bebo Meko aye grace gift aso eno me din koma ba ye ba na ye de fisem no abeto aso ono be Kofi Adam sakasa ene nyama ekoso wo parliament nyina no ni nyina ye de honsem enso ebrem right after enkomo we efri aye grace gift Dr. Gabi wa se doc e makwaba
obedi me joso
bibia bokọ de
yankopo adom
ye de nyame ase ye ni nkomo from aye grace gift na he na mo de efa
obeni ye beda ase grace gift aba clinic and laboratory services egusu eye adwuma na de kan de bia no emese se wodi wani ba behwe amanfo a edi adanse fa ayaresa asabi omonya ho a na se wani ense wo ka kire e kire se yade be na wodi ba grace gift sane ya na ye nim ye fritititi from abu akokofo dua ayi be wie wo hwim nyina ani akra no saa na eguso ayeye adwuma se mpo de metime aka se ya trend taban mu ama enuo no ababe tatahwe ayaresa no emo ababe din ama yade no se munya especially ona wonya ndwudwe anase difference stroke no se kura de oba wa onche tiniye pa oba wa enche na chese wa yeden wasori agina edona no onam ana sebi ayaresa yede ma no so sebi anu onam mesrao se yade bia wo yade bia no numbers me di tudwa bomode na frɛ yen se ye bema a sebi ono anga se hunu se nani asi echi etwetwe no okasa na no chiachia ana oyoba nani achi etwetwe no na okasa na no chiachia eboa oka ne techrema oka na no cheze ne night ayi ni titiri ne nsatimi sensen ono hunu se ni baabi ayi mo ayi ni du obi o wa nanim ase baabi ayi du baabi achia sebi impreduasa we no nyina symptom ana sign ana sentrene di manjojoye the friends stroke no so we shall say feel sa problem ni bia bra grace gift ni emfa fidi akuku dam ani sebi emfa nya hwemu ni ehu ba bia yade nfriye ene ade e opotin na ye hwe ne yenso ye mo nya den emoaw na free sa situation ne den emu anya no nko a oba bi wana ba ma bi wo ho a onante kakra wabere chese jese kwan no wanya na adwuso beko okọ kakra pa no ote so ne home nso no na kuma yi se ebo ne periperi ani mesre wa bono mondi boko na free number no na ka ense bibia eye wo kire na nhwe emwaw na free mu cause yade wo ya e wo ho a wo problem bebre de bia obo wa ne nan ehihye no ne nase ehihye no adura na adwa na sa de ne ye no na sabi asan titi asan yede asan aka ho mesra wa yare bebre timi de sa problem ne yede eba sa de ne timi yen senkyerene e ma si kire yare ya sabi ese wuntin bomode boko na tie ne ye bra ne anya hwehwemu ne ehunu na yen so anu ma bema otadua no emo ayemre ono yiri drum paso a de woso ye ma na ni je no ontumi nye ene mpe bebre mema no adane ma anko wo se ni je ba on paso no oba no mai no ni ho san no mesra wa wodi se sa de infaso ndwe mafie for Grace Gift Tobacco Clinic Laboratory Services it was 0543 32 00 30 0543 32 00 30 and 0244 126 123 0244 126 123 and 0246 518 003 0246 518 003. These are our numbers. We no numbers. Sabi upusu ahumana ofra ibejo so kama. Na wa de yare no se tibia aba. Ye ma wo ahunu senkyerene a otwedi ampo Nyankopon de na ma aban so ye den. Eye. Be ma oba mi ke kokko etua otunya de ketwa. Ana kokko aye wa ma utia ukyese utra se kura okunwam a untimi ntra. Ebi wo yam ebi wo kyese ne eye wo no wakasa utumu se ade na ha wako ba bi yahu. Bomode boko fabra na ehwe ma. Why doll? Umoja na ndi afusane. Sabi. Tadie ya semo amiken. So umoja mpo nta ndi afusane ya. Etimi di sa ha ono ye den eba. Eti blood circulation e low no. Bra na yehwe ade ema. Cause etimi a sign e de ma yade foforo. Eba ye mpenhwem. Etimi e de yade a sabi. Eni e din ba ye so. Wan hwa na kwakọ too late. Grace Gift to nsafro se frɛ numbers na de atudwa no. Na bra na yehwe ma. Uyo obi a ojonso no edane kala usisi at the same time etimi ya oya eya usisi mi enini nyina wa fa ne fa no etimi ya oya at the same time ona etimi taatai at the same time na ona ase no ache say atatai jonso a asesa kala oda na osori a wani achi na afuafu a saade aya wache what me yebo bomode moko na fa ye numbers no frɛ ne ahwɛ nyere emfama yo nipa bi wa sabi mpreduasa yesesra de bi abopɔ asini ntinimu ɛna ma moja ne entimi nkwa akoma no entini wo brei bra ntwetwemu mema na especially ye mpe check up ye babra ne anya o check ne ehunu adeko a edisa problem ne ba ade ba bia akoduro ne entimi mo a yede ewom bra ne hwɛ mo a ye bitimi dia yeden ede aboawo ukoto dwe na ya enso etuto ewiesima enwi adaje ni poso kotodwie emu eyar ya emu hihye nipa dompemu wiwe no joint apostle nyina sisie chese dia ya onya de ketwa Grace Gift Tobacco Clinic and Laboratory Services as if asa ohaw no ebedan ni ya mo a na frim enyo hapa etini e de numbers ni ma wo no ye ka kire o say 0543 32 00 30 0543 32 00 30 and 0244 126 123 0244 126 123. These are the numbers. You be person over free. A man so a war. And why am modino? Obabu are making what do you 8 years and 5 years and 10 years and Jinsen no crampum emito mumpoda. And I can to so fanyin say no na say. Mr. O. Unya umensis. Chaze wa uko fichire regularly. Ba nemba. For better grace gift. Obu also the future course some nankasa na asay asa ka ho. For ni nyina bra better grace gift. Obi de the future call no about twice in a year. Obi de eba na chese aburu so kura. Time also stop you and stop it. Obi so de eba 1 day, a 2 days, 3 days. Asa ebesa ba bi mo just next month. When you know, Sebi or how a titi money be so. Fabric grace gift in your mouth. Or Babu, I'll call the feature. She say, Mountain so ya, Nika so tetium. Now, I say, we nanny. Ya the Britia be massa de nefruso. Brabeda grace gift near Shanya and Famon. Ya dear, the can say, Biano. O the bag grace gifter. Ya bebo share about modi. Obo ani yafunu ya na ekese. Ni mfimu de bia ya ne ya. Ana ne yafunu san de ho ka ho. Mesrew. Me peso be ba be check up ni ehunu adeko ayesi. E masa de ne de eto wo. Ni ehwede enso anu nye de emfama ho. Ya de bia ha obia no. Omode moko na fabra grace gift. Oyo oba se wo so ntiate de. Oni be ma ko mpamu a se wo de ho ani. Unim ne ho. Chese wanga se wasensene. Omode moko na bra grace gift. Niema wate de duru. Na fa ye hu yi. Oba steam vagina steam no so ye de ekoso. Wona wonya infection hodo o depo a gono ene na sefo no. Bra ne anya hwe omogya mu hu ade ko a. Eye infection ko an hawo. Na mo bi o ho a ye mfama ho. Misre wa bra ho oba grace gifter baby edi ye hwemu de yo ne kese pa for wo how no bra ne yesu ye nya hwemu emfa hwe yade no ne mo na free mu misre wo vagina steam na me kai no ekoso enchi ato no so ye den ekoso obo a wachina che yare no kwa na anko na adwe ye ne se entimi nkobiem because watoba ha ananda mama bu wo se ni panenti ene ye nchi ato no e bia o machina che mo nsa yade na ye wia ye bedase ana se ye betua mesre wa bomode boko na bring grace gift na no so ye mfa entuma bia da emfa mo mesre o ye number ni biem ya kira kwan e okuma so Ochim School Junction Barikasi Road Accra New Achimota Petroleum opposite Family Life International School e ho ne wo bomode boko fa ye numbers no 0543 32 00 30 0543 32 00 30 0244 126 123 0244 126 123 and at 0246 518 003. Your numbers no eno no. Francis Siada. Bema or prostate there. For grace gift na kasim be check up. Check up ni free. Nemo wia. Ya hwe wa duro no no tua nka. Edema se.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a baby binti grace gift as well na yako abano na yento so na yemfa fisem no enso emra Honorable Kofi Idi Adams the sports minister will say no kre emra ye dey appointed coach Carlos Queiroz no na Britia wa nemum onu hu say coach no any Black Stars team no something good ebeba from the World Cup.
Preparation has been good, even though our coach appointment came a bit late. He's done quite well. There's good spirit in camp. They are training very heavily, and we do promise Ghanaians that something good will come up. Even though if you look at the expectations and those who are doing all the analysis, they claim that Ghana is the least after Iraq to make any headway, but we are going to make a lot of headways. That is what we wish that happens. All the 48 teams that are in the Mundial Senegal are there to win. Ghana is also there to win. What is most important is that we have a team. It's unfortunate we don't have the Jikus, we don't have Kudus, and then what have you. But we have a team. The team is going to go very far. And who knows, we can return home with a trophy. What about that? Well, we are part of the 48 who are chasing the trophy.
Eno honorable Kofi Adams na ye Chinkan Henry Asante Chum ena ekasa edema the Ghana Football Association wa confirm story eba say Black Stars move your training camp no from initially baby no mo na wa chirichim kakra.
Yes, I can confirm that. Say you do second day no kwade ono di kan contem e ko make sure say obe block any avenue bia obi tindan so and dan bi si park na chia so on the office crowd obi timi hu bia e ko so or park na so I think that is about being proactive. But say one oba enche two around this time all the teams are losing obi person who they are e ko so ntia possible say obi crowd these guys no one be also a student and so I am just a fan of
See, these are the reasons ama the FA are changing Black Stars from base now when you train because according to my resident where you open and uhunipa all record the coach in the tactical sections any day the scouts be barber here and there didn't you know now also movie ekobe bia enclose for them I'll meet me I almost sections no now first deputy minority leader Honorable Habib Idrisu S Obestre Minister Honorable Kofi Adams Black Stars na Ghana for nyina dia ye ko work up but try kakra be brief ye kakra so far preparations no said the name ACL
We've already gone for the World Cup and we have not been briefed, and you think that this is a matter we must not know. We are aware that government have procured 1,000 tickets from GFA. We are aware, and the ambassador have issued a statement saying that Ghanaians in the diaspora should write their names and get tickets for the matches. Who bought the tickets? How much is it costing the taxpayers? Over 2,000 people went to American embassy for visas. So visa fee 185. Who's paying it? Who are those what people? You are doing is a tool available for you. I told him we are aware that the majority side we were given 2 slots before the World Cup. Then that one, nothing happened. They've been denied visas. Your members, they are not happy because they didn't even call some of their nominees. At Botema, they are screaming them there. I have pictures. I have videos.
Okay, now yento aswe Prince Kwabena Edu a striker for the national team was say Debiano or than Yamiasi because all her players are a Ghana and that's what we are Ghanaians are. Obudoso pa name me you makuma 26 on call represent Ghana at the world stage, you know. Or no, you bunny count.
Among more Ghana footballers, more Ghana and your doors. There's a big crab bomb kicking. Yeah, last month I have to use that one to motivate myself. Say I'm doing something. Sure. And you know, say because maybe in this stage we can understand it. Until manage.
Na eno ye Prince Edu Kwabena ye ten kan na okay kan 2008 e Ghana Max was okay Ampoma Barusu
ball free kick bina keep it
na minim say ne me ba be story ne and me hu video no video no say pie wo me timeline wo I think Facebook and bibia na me hwe na Ampoma Barusu akasa walk up ayekui
yeah
wakasa kakra o say omo time no na football more about physicalities but see they about speed and power.
In our days football is more physique and stuff. Now I think
eno ya Mpoma Baruso na owie wan fancy wa o say via Ghana I was here nyina ne say game against Panama no you make sure say budget 3 points ni nyina Mpoma Baruso.
Well, I think they can do better. It will be an easy task because now everybody.
Eno Mpoma Baruso Ahmed Baruso ena yetene kano na mamemfa we enso so ena Mama Maxwell emre na onfa ne komo no ento aso Kumasi Asante Kodoko reporter me nyane so ma opte for an executive board chairman model na yesi former administrator Richard Akuto ena an IMC member onyina senso so mo ebehwe na o ma ba assist the executive board chairman Mr. James Osei Brown when we understand that Santokodoko ebeko for an expatriate coach Bruni and Akotoko Edene Beba Serem Christopher Enin and so Enya resign as the position from the position as coach Edema Samates. We understand say how to folk do be in the pipeline afei Diameti and I say confirmed Ediana Stars and so and I say Ediana Football Club. Well, I say thank you to their coach Soba Aristika. We understand so Omane Samuel Bodu Edru Echiripa and this is a coach Samuel Bodu Efribe Kum Chelsea I join Adriana Emano Enyonwa. Mago
Andy
Bremo na yemi
okuyi obi abo
Mpoma Baruso me see na no pay
so be gidi fa
and on che ball no me aka che referee say that I'm not any come no ma share one
yeah
no me abo no so ball ni nye na so referee ti the ma John Pencil and a pencil chair referee Giano to me. Don't pencil crowd bounce ball, not the man referee. Referee Giano took on channel some football from Ra. In some Mpoma Baruso take her. Hey, Baruso my one.
Oh, baby, they are coffee.
Mpoma Baruso my one as well. Me just have one from and credit the top.
Yeah. But now some now I can no correct. Also football almost every decade. And now two be an ayana evolve it. Ntandy, don't be surprised, say ex-footballers no who were very good during their time be brainers and then no more bad they might struggle because as time goes because academics cry and yenom the ACN school no to say primary JHS near them and ne the uncle and the was roasting here what am I say we learned at JHS or whatever today we be primary for nation and to ye ko ye ni na didn't a much stronger because yeah the science bim a lot of tactical play near Adibibre at the back game, so it makes the game more difficult. Even a in your be frame or let's say your man marking your mouth this and that before it wasn't the case. It doesn't also mean that before they were not good. But what I see is that before not football was played on technical levels. Not coaches near Juma, but not coaches at Juma near Bibre. Players nankasa who have talent now but not everything be a bar utum so more a real star be 5 or 6 players or more standard that they are really talented they can influence the game say even Brazil as an example obenya Ronaldinho obenya Ronaldo obenya Rivaldo wenya Roberto Carlos but what I say obebu dia obenya oko Italy crowd ya na say who's Italy crowd World Cup no mo koje I told you say 2002 omo na say nkomoje but surprisingly tama omone your friend host nation issues be by a can't say offside no offside it brings a whole lot until omo the preceding World Cup omo they had a host of players obi say Inzaghi mo were all there or be to say Francesco Totti, Luca Toni, Christian Vieri, Munia they have quality players even Andre Pello or Cannavaro or Zambrota. Just look at the players who were playing and don't forget the way so count Italy national team coach AC Milan midfielder got one Gattuso Gennaro Ivan Gattuso so or more play but currently it is not like that. Say no teams now and the 1 or 2 players now because or me stand out. And most often when these players are not there, it was a team in struggle. For example, so our Barcelona team now, na Mo Xavi, Iniesta, Ebia, Neymar, Suarez, Messi, Rakitic na. Utu say it was a team of Dani Alves money adina. I say team ni be a function. Here Madrid team no moje Champions League back to back. No. You could see say every aspect of the team. If I compare Madrid team we. Say Mbappe and Juana Vinicius and back to the party. They and the team will struggle. It's not some no all can. One word the other, it is true. But I say in the game no more I didn't. And those are first now be 17 goals, 18 goals, and yes, 8 play. But then we say 20 goals. Cry if he say one for it's a bit more than
we share 34 near.
Sir, first we are more go kin obi to me say 19. Roddy Mackay more ebe say go. Ebi say 17. Obi say 21. Even this guy Barcelona cry eto credit top scorer ewo Spain. No, he could not cross the 25. I think it was around 22, 21. We could not cross that, but then say one say Mbappe cried there if he said when you good season, how many goals did he score? Champions League, how many goals did Mbappe score? Not even making it to the final, how many now say? It's in them marks and maybe say Haaland more numbers no. And this how they compare to for Nibia. What was the Haaland more numbers no? It was so powerful. But even that one, we still feel like they've not done what is expected of them. So that's how it is. But I am more scientific and all that. It's been in the agree said football is more difficult than it used to be. Because they and the coach Biba, the way Arsenal set it up. What I say? You PSG of all team, so we are very good in the attack, but they were neutralized. A pure tactical genuity any idea or model. So what Poma Barroso is saying is true. Then again, I'll see you Panama, yes. Also, when you start well, and the Panama game, we'll have the vice president there. You run so 2-4 there. So I think say no cry a big motivation for the boys to play. What I say, and boys nice so they know what and what not to do. Because me sure so they will also want to make a name in the World Cup for themselves. No more swinging at clubs now the air. But I've told them that they need to go all out and play and take risk. Andy, at the end of the day, I said it's not the end of football. We still have another chance to want to go. By NBA, so we are good to go. World Cup with Andy Ned the house here, but who's the Macassa near Bayadi. But we are the FA for managing your man. I make my a bit skeptical. And as our best idea, Andy, see Jason Omoyin as the best Jesse at the World Cup.
Yeah, that I mean.
So on, say can be beach.
Group say you know you see yellow no.
A base yellow, yeah, and white.
Yeah.
I be a divine. I say your mind I will produce a lot of goals. Maybe that will be a divine for a but not there it won't change things. Also proud today World Cup no. Na Ghanaians were down. What am I arguing? So Ghanaians answer not majority na down. Knowing that the stars, some of these players are not playing, we are not playing well. But also a car cram a World Cup na ban. So I say the narratives are changing. For example, Nipa Baku a Christian. Who says a Christian when you have a lot of hope. But first, not only hope crowd last stars team no more. Sometimes say JB or something. Like I said, that is not the case. But the reality is once these stars are not there, or answer number, but not there were people there. And no boy no we take you over from them. So once they are not there, Andy, a opportunity for Wemos in there. We are talking about Caleb Rinchi and all these guys. Ajete say he knew such Charlie baby a Drumiana me bonte some me hobo. Into that confidence normally caught into the game, and I hope say coach, so your first game Ghanaians were okay with it, but I will say my problem your goal scoring. You say your goal scoring has always been a problem, and tournament like this because we are scoring one goal, and they say Obisha wanna, it means that you are not going to win. But what I say, and a massive mighty nations, this is a main far we count Croatia. In terms of football, I mean, so though they've not won the World Cup, but they've arrived. That nation, they're very difficult to say, be known the Baba keep it clean. So those nations, oh, sure, more. I am a 2-1 Bini. We need to, in as much as we are defending very well, no, we need to also find a way. You better pay a goal scoring. Because a bedroom baby could be goals for against a bit me. Looking at the team, that I think the weakest in the group, we England and Croatia, we the England and Croatia and favorites in the group, and there's no doubt about that. Now by any Panama, what I say, in the any Panama, two teams no being young win or young cohort, possibly so be qualify higher. They are can grow up a main engagement because looking at the number of teams on the round of 32, no. Andy, Udi third crowd, there are possibilities say third place here and Obi to me they are qualified. It is a wing at 3 points, possibilities of qualify very high. Because they are teams you remember me there, but no more being 0 points. It be being 1 point. So when they get 3 points, I think say it will be good. To Ghana, Panama, I say like a final match.
But to see us so far FIFA omu table na to say on senior starting group table now so and almost the alphabetical order. Ghana also third. And now for ye on the best third place teams now. Yeah. And you be 8. And Ghana also third.
Oh, I know so you're also 10. It's your back second round. BBS is your back second round. It's your young win against Panama. Possibility of going to the next round. Not say 2 nations, no. Nyame adoni seba akona. England game no means through. And in England, okay, untumi mfa preparatory games no emfa yet, but they've not been convinced. Maybe on preparatory games or me who England so more dominant too. And can me expect you almost say what you say? Maybe a papa 3-4 B. But me who is means through England because England they born or winning more players or more BBS in any given day. Only Ghana and England are favorite. But on we team be they falter to deceive. Say England from round of 16 about. How much free? Nasa unim says Argentina topic group. Not Portugal topic group. But what you mean? Nasa round of 6 in Argentina winner Portugal winner. Only so Misha. Oh, that's welcome there. And Andy, we hope say let's wish them well. For now, Omane represents and I know say they also know the tax ahead. Not gonna also microphone. I think say yes. I was so moyan in tem. It's just by the time the league kick starts, no, not all the structures have been built. And what I say for smooth takeoff. Sometimes yeah, delay no account. And you or shut into the season, no. Nansana all these things are done. So almost is your executive board chairmanship, whatever. It's a board chairman and or be run a club day to day. To be executive board chairman said to be the enemy. And I really they might not appoint a CEO, but it be or being either general manager and I say. People or men assistant to help. So let's give them benefit of the doubt. What I say, but build the structure. Me who former Ajax, we know more than but it's all good. But the Americans or mobile yeding a go post rom. Munim so bet my man on my form and what I say. Into more quine, not the bet my no Munyamboa club, and that's all what I have.
Mirase Nanesian, Mirase Bibri, na Kumasi Agro Processing Company Limited. One and the Angel Killing Satisfied no Eddie Abamakacho said, Rowie. Ena ebebo akua for muntie me odo koku na akate say no say dark pot bi enso black pot bi enso chese how koku na ho no akwaje Angel Killing Insecticide no spray e wo koku de so boa ema koku no protect no from sa pest infections near the nyina no one e be say koku nyina no e show nyina ase e de ma koku no enso enyini kama obeti enya so mfaso we fully tested and approved by Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana awmye under Ghana Cocoa Board afei wo de e be so do so organic liquid fertilizer enso de aba adwaso makachro se no e na obehia mo amodo tomatoes, cabbage, pepper enisa no baye nyina na tusodie nyina no mubehia ebesodoso organic liquid fertilizer na no so de ajai enya asem ketoa yaso ahwene agiatum we no tested and fully approved by Plant Protection and Regulatory Services Directorate almost under Ministry of Food and Agriculture and agiatum so bazo tobia enya na omomotonto agrochemicals no keba Mr. Barnum ewo keu eni kedete ho nyina no adeshama ke side do nyina no obenya adeshama ho nyina obenya bi enso ato na numbers also friend when you do to no 0548 618 025 0548 618 025 na wenya aye niam bi enso etimi age Gingermet Dental Clinic makacho se obi a wenya aye sin problem wonum problem about make us wonum problem about na chasa wokasa asabi pampan bi edi akiri halitosis yare yesa Gingermet de besa de ama o se no pese fita o se so abu apai to kra bedem o besa o hye silver na se gold teeth o besa o hye braces a baby o so komen ko hye baby a o ba wie na o se femfem o racho Gingermet na o so otimi ko o mu Kumasi ase Yabrepo Junction Bantama High Street Total Filling Station achi no mu Accra Nungua opposite the NDC office station on Maxima Kenten Road and I was 0598 731 0598 731 823 Bidimafo Herbal Clinic Dr. Time that's young call Obia Mebacho Utieme na yare adokoro wacha yare achichere wa oto hu a enti wachinchiri ene enuro ne niam ayde ama onya asem kotwa still unya yare sa Medimafo Herbal Clinic braho awatwema gugu na doctor enya bre emfa ya chese onya time ema one for time and to yare and so and for my go and a doctor ewo 0244 774282 0244 774282 na oneno enso entumi enkasa Menapa Royal Guest House makacho se owo Kumase na baby a obeda na wodwene ho Menapa say braho 24-hour security 24-hour electricity 24-hour water supply rooms no clean and neat kama edema Oshim School Junction offer Grace Gift anyone we so be asa ko California full joint unim say yes sounds our shuttle over so friend ya be pick baby a wo bi adoba for 0543 556 666 0543 556 666 Kenny Rose internet solution adama ene obi bia wo internet connectivity e wo fi adwumam be bia wo internet connectivity bia frɛ no 0208 282810 0208 na Kenny Rose HMW. Happy birthday to Eric Jenfi aka Kobe. Do from on TikTok as Kobe Sticks and your birthday Eric Jenfi. Happy birthday to you. So and happy birthday to Mrs. Christine Texan and 89 years and na young wishing a happy birthday. Now we see a free sister Marion and Jane and Oba Adelaide and Onana Joan and almost and wish Mrs. Christine Texan a happy birthday today. Happy birthday. And finally happy birthday Kwadiama Obrempon Kojo Yaboa and wonso awoda yama show a happy birthday today. Obrempon Kojo Yaboa, happy birthday to you. Mago yako na mencha Coach Freddy.
Oh, yeah.
Who's there cause all the Samba boys no.
Okay.
Omo UK. I don't pay me who training sessions.
Nah, no shit.
Oh,
he's doing a great job. And God bless him for that. I think say Obi Agwako Pia UK Ghana Akron but he's still been back to Ghana making sure so helping all these boys and all that. I think say a positive. Open my place. Why here? My main shame come. I heard a Freddie plays in quite a war blasters. Because the way boys in the court outside, and I'm the only man.
The full team, some boys team now, boys now.
Yeah. No, I said clubs now Ghana. Come in, I buy this scanner, buy them on. Guess all much half. No, but the money so me bro, mana on show. Me send you on which me at home place and yes, can build your mutim. What I say?
And therefore, I'm finding the news you are now. You make your way for the ambitious. Now, Copa Yard much now. You have signed Edimosia, Nadia Hubia, the home come and so Ediaba. What's Maxwell Enka, Otis a Christian, and so Enka Jacob Achusebe, and the entire production team, and so Etaya Chiden and then chairman BKB, and so me a boncomo. Walk up on a shall say Brown Bobeta Aten, case and so no, and they are now Musini, a war a year America, Mexico. And I feel Canada. Some Mexico is say Ghana ni here because
America ko mo say America for mo bia
Yapon. We have mentioned Anyankobo Yaduma ye be san so ahia. Maminchia one particular other listener utiation ma so no ye pon ye nyina no frame me discussions and they having no no ni enko yes o frame me ana oneme to discussions so Nidino Nidine Udia Sempa Kumi Echan or Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
One or one tea, my enchano. Enchana pa
Denver, Colorado, United States.
And now one person on Suti Pano, a Pius, Esquire, Pius, and now Oba Sports Center, every 2 years woman. And all Caso, you showed ye and one with
yeah, that's true.
Lawyer.
And when this guy AJ Salmon, AJ Salmon, or no 2 countries or taking us our Greece, or don't call it like I saw in between those nations. Those are last no so be for the sports crew.
Oh yeah,
I'm so sending away sending main contacts and I've spoken with him until we are working on things. So I'll say Friday there hopefully more better than
okay. Yeah. Now in China, Nana Kumi and so Belgium and also T show Nana. And Chasronko and Co and son of Patrick. When you send out so monitor show no pay, Yen Chow, Sanso and Ken Ken hey birthday ba ko be ka chiri wa ha o wi de Mr. Mufanchemi amenye no real quick nye say na ka Mr. Edu ne me bewu hey say abeka chiri da o wi de ejare Mr. Mufanchemi abeka chiri da kwa na me de hey ti from Mr. Edu I say yan wishe Nana Ekuya Adepa eti ebuakwa na oye adwuma ewo Fidelity Bank eho na Nana Ekuya Adepa ewene wawoda Nana Ekuya Adepa happy birthday to you we free eye Mr. Edu na o say yan wishe a happy birthday today. Okay so abesho saba oba beto asan ko pa yadu machina ebe say have a wonderful day and stay blessed. Good afternoon.